And former BBC Persian presenter. Thanks very much, Rana, for joining us here on BBC News. Good to talk to you. Well, how are you seeing this incident?
The details of exactly what happened, it's still unclear, and a lot of rumors are going around on social media. But one thing that is clear is how this woman's protest has been received by large parts of the Iranian society. Many believe that this is a very brave act of protest against compulsory hijab. There are reports on social media that suggests that this woman was harassed by the so-called security officers or forces at the university, or a member of Basij, the militia, and because she wasn't wearing a headscarf when she was entering the university, and as a result of that encounter, the member of the Basij tore that woman's clothes, and in protest she has taken it off. And that doesn't come as a surprise, because the Iranian regime for decades have been suppressing Iranian women, has imposed compulsory hijab on them, and in 2022 we saw a peak of it when a woman was killed while in the custody of the morality police, and the suppression has continued. This is a show of frustration, a show that the Islamic Republic of Iran is refusing to accept.
Rana, in fact, as you point out, memories of those protests that surrounded Mahsa Amini's death are still very much fresh. Would you say this also has the potential to turn into something wider then?
Frankly, anything at this stage has the potential of turning into something bigger. The Iranian society is under immense pressure. They are living under the shadow of a possible war between Iran and Israel. They're feeling the economic pressure. They're feeling the pressure of the ideology that the Islamic Republic of Iran stands for. They don't see any hope for their future. And on top of that, there's this suppression of women and on social freedom. So any small thing can be a trigger for an uprising. Whether it's this one or something else, it's difficult to know. But I think the Iranian society is at a breaking point. At any moment, it can trigger.
So just taking off from that, are you seeing a change in Iran compared to previous years in terms of people being a lot more vocal about their opposition to these rules? Is that a trend that is now very visible?
It is, and it has been on the rise, especially since the protests of 2022, as you correctly mentioned, in support of the women rights freedom movement at the time. We can see that many women are basically refusing to wear the headscarf, despite the fact that there is more pressure on them. There are more morality police officers on the streets trying to harass women. And we feel that the rift in the Iranian society, the division between large parts of the Iranian society that does not support the Islamic Republic and its supporters, it's getting more and more serious. And the people are extremely fed up, extremely frustrated, and it feels like they've had enough. Hence their reaction and their support, and now they're hailing this woman who's taken her clothes in protest of compulsory hijab.
All right. In fact, Amnesty Iran calling for her immediate release. We don't know what happened to her after her detention, but Rana, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much, Rana Rahimpour, for talking us through that story. All right, it's now time for